So my family and I are looking for something to do on Earth Day. April 22nd this year.
April 22nd.
Got any ideas?
Yes, I do. You can come to the Woody Guthrie Tribute Show. We are doing a concert on April 22nd. It is from 3 to 6 p.m. and it's, excuse me, it's in Lafayette, Colorado at East Simpson Coffee Shop. And that's on 415 East Simpson Street in Lafayette. Woody Guthrie Tribute Concert. It's going to be a benefit show. We're going to be having a canned food drive for Sister Carmen's and a number of nonprofit groups. And we'll be playing a whole bunch of Woody Guthrie music.
How long is the show going to be?
It's 3 hours. It's 3 to 6.
Wow, that's amazing. Is it kid friendly?
Absolutely is. Kids are welcome. Families are welcome.
Excuse my ignorance, but who's this Woody Guthrie character?
Woody Guthrie character. Woody Guthrie was a folk singer back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. He was a close friend of Pete Seeger and was part of the band that they were in as a bunch of young fellas. And yeah, Woody was a seminal figure in American folk music, directly influenced multiple generations past him. He sung a lot of music about the working man, about the downtrodden, about internal migration, about fascism, about dictatorships, about racism, things that are timeless. Or unfortunately we're having to continue to sing about now at this point.
So I remember hearing some Woody Guthrie songs now that I think about it. He wrote that song Grand Coulee Dam.
Grand Coulee Dam, sure do.
That was a big WPA project.
It sure was, yeah. Woody was commissioned to write 30 songs in 30 days by our government. Our government used to actually hire musicians, amazingly, and support the arts. And so Woody was hired on a project to go write 30 songs about the Pacific Northwest and about the conservation work programs that were going at the time, Grand Coulee Dam being one of them.
Wow, so the government paid an artist to write songs. Is that... It seems it's a little different today, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, and yes, it is. Now that money's going to go build your wall.
So what inspired you to do this?
Well, a week before the election, my wife and I were at our local music store, and they were having a sale on their books. They were moving, and so I purchased a Woody Guthrie songbook, an anthology of 100 Woody Guthrie songs. I think they called it Every 100 Years or something. And so I kind of joked with my wife that if Trump were to win the election, then I was going to learn every one of those songs, and at the time I was going to post them. I was going to sit in my basement, post them to the internet, and give a musical middle finger to Donald Trump and everything he stood for. So, well, dang it, he won, and so I'm a man of my word, partially, mostly. So I started learning the songs, and I started gathering people around me, other musicians, to do it, and I fairly shortly into the project realized that to sit in my basement and give that musical middle finger into Donald Trump was disingenuous to myself and to the music, and so I convinced a number of my friends, and it was pretty easy to do, to put together this concert and to have it be a community concert and a community event where we try to build bridges in our community and try to take an active position in undermining and thwarting the racism in our society, as active and as I can be as a musician. It's my skill, it's my talent, it's what I do. And so how can I actively undermine that? So this is what we came up with. We're doing a Woody Guthrie tribute concert. We have a couple of bands that we've stood up. An old-time string band called the Renegade Rooster String Band. We've been playing with these fellas for quite a long time. We do a lot of old-time music, and so it's going to be very much an old-time set of original Woody music, stuff that he recorded. He left behind troves and troves and troves of poetry and writing and songs that were never actually recorded as well. And a number of folks over the years have taken upon themselves to do this with his music. And so I have another band that we're calling just the Woody Tribute Band, and we're doing half a dozen or so Woody Guthrie covers. A lot of it drawn from Billy Bragg and Wilco. I really love their music and the stuff that came off the Mermaid Avenue records that they did, 3 of them back in the late 90s. And then I have a friend named Dusty Stray, who's a songwriter, and he's written a couple of songs specifically for this project, and so we're going to do that as a duet. I'll be playing mandolin, and then my friends Lauren Stoll and Peter Sharp from the Rail Splitters will be playing a short set as well.
Excellent. Sounds like a lot of music. Sounds like a lot of fun.
It's going to be a great time. Really looking forward to it.
Here's my question. Back in the 80s, when I thought of a musical FU, I thought of the Sex Pistols or the Buzzcocks. I thought of music that was full of anger. And you seem to be describing a fun time. And are Republicans welcome at this event?
Absolutely. Anybody's welcome at it. It's I don't want this to be a political event, and certainly there'll be opportunities there to connect with nonprofit groups. We're going to have several nonprofit organizations. That's the other part of this program, that will have different representatives from area groups. For example, CASA, which is court-appointed advocacy group for children. They're volunteers that are trained and they advocate for abused and neglected kids in our society, and specifically in Boulder County. And so it's not a Republican or Democrat issue. It's not a socialist issue. It's a human issue, and these are human beings that that need a connection. And Intercambio is an organization that will be there, and they teach English to migrants, people from all over the world that are here in America and trying to assimilate and trying to make their family more successful and actively want to assimilate. And so it's one of the arguments that folks on the right have against immigrants. They want to keep their own society and their own culture. Sure they do, just like we do, and everybody does, but they want to learn English as well, and so, how can you be against something like that? So, absolutely, there'll be something there for everybody. We have a group, East Boulder County United, who is an anti-fracking advocacy group, and if you want to be so actively involved in an issue that you're willing to get arrested for it, then they're your folks. They're actively training for civil disobedience against the fracking wells that are coming down in Boulder County right now. And so this event is actually it's a $10 ticket, and those proceeds are going to East Boulder County United. Because I certainly don't want a well in my backyard, and I don't want to go get arrested, but I'm more than happy to chip in a few dollars to the bail of my friends and neighbors who are willing to take that stand. So there's something in there. It's a very wide net, and I really just, my idea is my music doesn't want, I'm not an angry person, and I don't want to have anger be part of my music. I want it to be something that we all can enjoy and find as a common connect.
All right, so it's April 21st. It's $10.
No, it's April 22nd.
April 22nd. It's $10. The $10 is going to support conservation efforts, true conservation efforts, the type that ranchers and farmers and good people and decent people all over America of every race and creed and political belief can support and stand behind.
We hope so.
Yeah. So I'm all about that. I'd like you to play us a song. We've talked a lot about music. Would you play us a Woody Guthrie song?
You bet.
Here's a guitar for you. Maybe you'll tell us just briefly about the guitar and play a song for us.
So this here guitar is one that I built as well. I'm the owner of an instrument building and repair company called Dan Harris Instrument Company. And so this is a dreadnought guitar, mahogany back and sides and neck, and a Sitka spruce top. And, see if I can remember this. This is Woody Guthrie tune. It's called I Ain't Got No Home. I ain't got a home, I'm just a wandering man. Just a wandering working man. I go from town to town. The police make it hard wherever I may go. I ain't got a home in this world anymore. My brothers and my sisters, they're all stranded on this road. It's a hot and dusty road that 1,000,000 feet have trod. The police took my home and they drove me from my door. I ain't got a home in this world anymore. Well, I farmed on your shares and I always was poor. I've been working, mister, since the day that I was born. My wife, she took down and she died on the cabin floor. I ain't got no home in this world anymore. I'm minding your minds and I gathered your corn. I've been working, mister, since the day that I was born. Now I worry all the time like I never did before. I ain't got no home in this world anymore. Oh, as I look around, it's mighty plain to see. It's wide and wicked world, it's a funny place to be. The gambling man is rich and the working man is poor. I ain't got no home in this world anymore. I ain't got no home in this world anymore.
Excellent. I can't wait for the show. Earth Day, April 22nd, 3 o'clock. If you're in Lafayette, Colorado, go to the coffee house on East Simpson Street. Check it out. Dan Harris and friends. Woody Guthrie. It'll be a lot of fun. Bring your family.
You bet. You can get the tickets at www.woodyguthrie.benefit.brownpapertickets.com. They're $10, or just show up at the door. Same price, $10.